Let's look at this set. 7 cities A through G are connected by roads as shown in the figure below. 4 persons, Dopinder, Trilok, Chari and Pancho, frequently travel between these 7 cities. However, while traveling between any 2 cities, Dopinder passes through exactly 2 cities. Trilok passes through 3 other cities. Chari passes through 4 other cities. And Pancho passes through 5 other cities. So in their journey, apart from their origin and their destination, they're supposed to have either 2 cities or 3 cities or 4 cities or 5 cities. On a cursory glance, given that there are only 7 nodes present here, can I say Pancho in his travel will definitely visit all locations? Okay. Further, none of them pass through the same city twice, which is to say, in their travels, despite having their tendency to travel through whatever number of cities, they make sure they take the most efficient route and don't end up visiting the same city twice. Each route is defined as the order of cities that a person has to pass through in order to reach the destination from the origin. Okay. First question, we have this diagram available with us. Let's see. How many distinct routes can Trilok take to go from E to F? So if Trilok has to go from E to F, Trilok has 3 cities in between. E to F. What works here wonderfully well is work your way backwards. One can arrive at F either from B or from C or from G. So I go B or C or G. If there is going to be a route, it is going to be one of these 3 ways. Okay. How can one arrive at B? How can one arrive at B? You can arrive at B from C or from A. You can arrive at B from C or from A. You will not arrive from E because E is the starting point and you're not visiting the same city twice. So you can only arrive at B from C or from A. You can go to F from here and you can't come from E to here. So we have A here, we have C here. Now, can I go from E to somewhere to A? Yes, EDA is an option. Absolutely fine. Can I go from E to C with one city in between? Yes, EDC is an option. And both the paths in which BF are the final 2 stops are identified. This is done. Okay. Now, when we are doing C, when we are looking at this route for C, let's see if it's for C, I can arrive at C from B or from D. So this becomes B, this becomes D, CF, E. So if I have to get to B, I can go EAB. If I have to get to D, I can go EAD. So 2 more routes have been identified. These are the only routes available. Okay, let's look at this now. E blank blank G. How can you arrive at G? There is just one way you can arrive at G. From G, you have to go to F. So there is just one way you can arrive at G. That way is A. Now, in order to get to A, how can you arrive at A while visiting one city in between? It can be EBA or EDA, EBA or EDA, GF. And this is the exhaustive list of routes that Trilok can take from E to F while ensuring he visits 3 cities in between. Therefore, the answer to the first question is option C. Next question. How many distinct routes can Chari take to go from D to C? Okay. Let us work our magic all over again. Chari has to go from D to C. So the journey will necessarily have 4 intermediate cities. In order to get to C, you will not come from D. You can come from B or from F. So B, F, and C. These two states are known. Now, in order to get to B, you will not come from C. You can come from F or you can come from A. So I put F here I put A here. Now, from D to F, if I want to go. From D to F, if I want to go. But I cannot visit B, I cannot visit C. With two portions in between, the only path I see is D, A, G, F. D, A, G, F. Yes, this works. D, A, G, F, B, C. Perfectly all right. E has been left out. Okay. In this case, is there a way for me to get to A without visiting? I can get to A from G, but I can't go from D to G. I can get to A from E, but if uh, but in order to get from D to E in two steps, I would have to go D C. There is no way for me to D A E. I can't get to C. In order to get to A, you can come from G. You can come from G, but you can't get to D to G in two steps. In order to get to A, you can also come from E, but from D to E, you can't take two steps. It will be done in one step only. There is no mechanism by which you get to E in two steps. The only mechanism by which you get from D to E in two steps is via A only. But A is the next spot. We can't go there. So DA wouldn't work. Nothing would work. Which is to say, this case cannot be taken any further. This cannot yield us any more results for us. We give up. We give up on this case in entirety. This is not happening. Okay. Now we have got D blank blank F and C. Now, in order to get to F, you can come from B or come from G. So I put down B. I also put down G, F, and C. Okay. Now, in order to get to B, in two steps, I can do it in DAEB or I can do it in DEAB, DAEB or DEAB, FC. I've got two routes. In order to get to D to G, DEAG would work, DEAG would work. And as soon as we hit upon this, maybe there are more cases, although I'm sure there aren't. I have exhaustively checked. But can you now see how many distinct routes can Chari take to go from D to C? The last option was more than three. We have found more than three acceptable routes already. We have found four acceptable routes. And therefore, that is it. The work is done here. I don't have to check anymore. I will not be as unsure. In this type of questions where routes have to be identified, it usually becomes a little doubtful for people, or people aren't so sure of their answers. So the distinction I want to make is, for question 5, you needed a precise number. For question 6, there was a threshold beyond which you can mark this. As soon as you arrive at this threshold, now I can mark this. I am far more confident of my answer in 6 than I am in 5. If in an exam situation, I'm far more confident of my answer in 6. Okay. Pancho was in C and he wanted to go to one of the other cities. He realized that to do this, to go to this destination, he had only one possible route. Which of the following can be his destination? Okay, Pancho is in C. Which of the following can be his destination? Let's say A was his destination. How many routes exist for Pancho so that he visits every city in between and then ends up at A? So I'm going C, F. No. He has to end up at A. Okay. No. How does he go to A? Is there a single route available for him to get to A? G, A, F. If he comes to G, he has to go to A. If he comes to G, he has to go to A. So G will be here. And in order to get to G, he has to go to F. Ah, I see a path. C, D, E, B, F. C, D, E, B, F, G, A. This is one path available. This is definitely one path available. And at this time, there may be other paths, but I am not able to figure out, and therefore I will not mark it. What I will do is, I will check the other options. If I can make multiple cases there, then those would be eliminated. Let me check. I start off with C, I end up at B. Yes, I see a wonderful journey. C, D, E, A, G, F, B. This is possible. Another path I see is C, F, G, A, D, E, B. There are two paths available to B. So this cannot be the answer. Let me check for D. C to D. In order to get to D, okay, C, B, F, G, A, E, D, or C, F, C, F, G, C, B, F की जगह I can do this. C, F, G, A, B, E, D. There are two paths available. There are two paths available in order to get to D also. So this option is also out. Let me see. Are there multiple paths available to E? C, F. No. If I go to F, it will be a problem. C, D, A, G, F, B, E. This is one path. Another path is C, B, F, C, B, F, G, A, D, E. G, A, D, E. Yes, there are two paths available to get to E also. So this option is also eliminated. And by the process of elimination, I can be certain this is the only route available to A. The answer will be option A. Okay. Next one. Trilok and Dopinder both start from E and intend to reach the same city. Both start from E. Trilok. So whatever is the destination city, and Dopinder E, whatever is the destination city. Okay. However, both of them decided that they would not pass through the same city, except for the origin and the destination. Okay, see, here you have 5 cities mentioned. Here you have 5 cities mentioned. And here you are going to have 2 new cities in between, 2 new cities, because E and the destination are same. So all 7 cities are getting used up. All 7 cities are getting used up. So when they're asking, among the following cities, which city can be the one that they reach in this manner? Okay, let's see. Can it be A? If I put A here and I put A here, E, B, C, A, I can't even reach. E, B, E, B, A, I can't even reach. For traveling to A in 2 paths, Dopinder can't even travel to A. If he starts off at E, he can't even travel to A. So that is anyway out. A cannot be the answer. Can Dopinder travel to B? Let's see if it is B. So E, D, A, B. That can happen. Or it would be nicer if you went E, D, C, B. E, D, A, B will rob me of a chance of creating a route by which this can be done. And yes, I see it very clearly now. A, G, F, B. This is how Trilok would travel. This is how Dopinder would travel and see A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All 7 nodes have been used up in this. So which city can be the one that they reach in summer? I have found a case for B, and that should be the answer. And that is the entirety of the set. The beautiful part about this set is that you can never be certain of your answers until the time the results are told to you. But once the results are told to you, then you realize, okay, yeah, the working that we had done was correct. So it is not that you as a student are being unsure of whether your answers are right or wrong. Even the older heads, the oldest heads like me, would also be unsure until the time we know, okay, this is the right answer, or after the test when we are analyzing. It is only at that time that we know this is the right answer, because right now, because at the time of solving, it is most like this is most likely the answer, but we can't be certain. Hopefully, the fact that everyone finds this troubling of case counting mechanism is something that gives you some respect. That will be all.